and her current boss. She tells him about Alfire's offer. He says, don't take it. Though he doesn't say why.
Gemma doesn't quite know what to do. She tells HR she needs time to think about it.
There was pressure for me to do the role. I don't think I really had a choice.
It is an amazing chance to develop her career, after all.
But Gemma and Sophia are about to learn that in Mohammed Al Fayed's Harrods, opportunities come at a price. You're listening to World of Secrets, Al Fayed, Predator at Harrods, from the BBC World Service.
So picture this. Almost 20 years apart, we have two young women with the same hopes and dreams for a bright future, both being offered this incredible role. Sophia in 1988 and Gemma in 2007.
They're entering Mohammed Al Fayed's executive suite for the first time to work as one of his personal assistants. Joining, it turns out, a team of young, attractive women. Gemma remembers it well.
My first day in the chairman's office was quite scary, to say the least. It's a completely different situation to working in the store. You're in a very secluded office on the very top floor. It's security to get in, security to get out, a series of different offices and corridors. So, it's a bit of a minefield to get in.
She's told, hand over your phone. No personal communication is allowed of any kind. No personal items on the desks. It's luxurious. Wood panelling on the walls, shelves lined with leather-bound books, ornate furniture topped with exquisite flower arrangements. There are meeting rooms, lounges, offices, and the security team, which is watching over all of it. But it feels isolated.
The first time I went into the security office and took in a cup of tea for one of the security guys, I was shocked to see all the monitors, and you could see they were all over the office, and just they were watching. And so, oh my God, you can see the other girls going up and down, other thing going on. So I was like, oh my God, there's cameras everywhere.
At the heart of the executive suite sits Mohammed Al Fayed's lavish personal office. A grand set of double wooden doors welcomes visiting VIPs out of the main lobby. Sophia, Gemma, and the other PAs use a private entrance off to the side.
The layout of his office was, I would say, almost like a house. He had his own kitchen, he had his own private office that had a bathroom with a shower in it. I found it very strange that he had a shower in his office. It was bizarre. I don't know why he would have had one, especially given he lived so close to the store, why he would need a shower in his office.
Sophia remembers the bathroom too, and the candles. Always the same French brand of candles.
But I always smelled of Roger and Galley candles, and always had soft music playing. One of the first things he asked very early on, do you have a boyfriend? And I said, no. He said, that's good, you don't need a boyfriend. He said, go, boyfriend's in trouble. I'll look after you.
I'll look after you. This is one of Al Fayed's most common phrases.
Call me Papa. Papa, come to Papa. He said, come to Papa. He used to say all the time, only trust me, you only trust me, I'll look after you. Come to Papa, Papa will look after you.
And then there are the hugs, lingering, unwelcome hugs. It's a little creepy, Sophia thinks, but maybe that's just how he is. Old school, paternal. He is looking out for her. There's money for clothes, shoes, perfume, and more.
He said he could offer a flat, he could offer a car. He wanted to make sure I had the very best of everything. He wanted to give me a head start. It seemed like he really cared for me. He wanted to look after me, almost in a fatherly way, and quite overwhelming, and just seemed extremely generous and caring.
Gemma is also offered a flat. She's young and still on a starting salary. London is so expensive, so this is the holy grail. And Harrods is in Knightsbridge, one of the most expensive neighborhoods, not only in the city, but anywhere on the planet. Having a flat rent-free would be an absolute game changer.
And yet, Sophia and Gemma resist the offer. Initially, at least. But Al-Fayed insists. It feels like a requirement.
Another unexpected requirement for Gemma is a medical. It seems like yet another perk, but she's shocked when the Harrods doctor, Wendy Snell, turns it into an invasive gynecological exam.
She did my smear test and then she went on to check my ovaries, which I'm still confused about to this day. I don't know why anyone would need to do that for an admin role.
It's painful. Very painful. And to top it off, the doctor sends Gemma's report first, not to her, but to Mohammed Al-Fayed. Listen to what it says.
The doctor advised me that I should no longer sleep with my long-term boyfriend at the time. The reason being that she thought I had some kind of sexually transmitted disease that I didn't have actually at the time, and neither did he. But it was written in the report that I should no longer have sexual contact with my long-term boyfriend.
Gemma is shocked. Can that be right? She begins to doubt herself, but needs to be sure. So she makes an appointment with her own doctor, who says there is absolutely nothing wrong with her.
So a Harrods doctor has either misdiagnosed her or made something up. Either way, why would she share this most personal, private information with Al-Fayed?
For all of Harrods' formality and elegance, Mohammed Al-Fayed's workplace behaviour is lewd and crass. It's straight out of the worst of 1990s Lands culture. A time when sexism goes mainstream.
When a topless woman appears every day on page 3 of Britain's best-selling newspaper, The Sun. When Loaded, a magazine devoted to sex, beer and football, is a big hit. And when Men Behaving Badly becomes a top-rated TV comedy.
In some ways, Al-Fayed embodies it all. Laughing as he hands out blue pills he says are Viagra to men. Laughing as he puts his hands all over women.
He used to make it quite jokey when it was a group of people, almost like, look at me, look what I can do. And I guess the girls would be, the young girls would just kind of giggle it off and carry on with their day.
Within days of starting in Al-Fayed's executive suite, he promotes Gemma again, this time to senior personal assistant. Now she'll be spending more time with him, one-on-one.
That was the point at which I would have to enter his private office on my own with the door closed. That's where things would start to happen. It was supposed to be a time where I'd run through his schedule with him and talk to him about appointments and things he wanted to achieve that day, but it actually wasn't. It was a time that he would use to try and do various things.
He comments on her appearance, grabs her by the crotch, and asks whether she's on her period. Asks, does she want to shower with him?
On an occasion, he asked me to put his shoes on, and while I was on the floor putting his shoes on, he'd reach down and grab me.
We don't think it's appropriate on the radio to give all the details of this encounter.
It was always an occasion for him to do something, whether it be verbal or physical.
Gemma is disgusted, repulsed, and crucially, innocent. She's not asked for this kind of attention in the workplace, but she still thinks maybe this is just Al-Fayed's sick sense of humor. Sophia, his PA from the late 80s, early 90s, is also confused when she starts getting time alone in his office. It's not just hugs anymore. What she's about to say